Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you an amazing hack for applying your concealer. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. All right, so I basically have prepped my skin. I'm gonna share with you what I used. I did my eyes, so we didn't waste time doing all of that. My hair is back to normal. It was really having a moment of being very limp and very flat, and it felt like really weighted down. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I've been using the same shampoo and conditioner, my Kerastase. I said, I'm not doing anything different. Like, what's happening? I was getting so upset because I didn't know what was going on, but it was really my scalp. And so I was looking for my salt scrub that I love to use that I haven't used in forever because I could feel my scalp was like, just had product on it. So I ordered on Amazon the other night, literally came within hours. I still don't know how they do that. But this is the Christoph Robin. This is a cleansing, purifying scrub. I have to tell you, I found this, I don't even know how I found this product. I found it on Amazon like a couple years ago. And this is with sea salt. So this is so amazing, ladies, that if you have that buildup, if your hair is just feeling like it's limp at the roots, you need to detoxify your scalp. And this is a really wonderful treatment. I really felt like I was doing some self-care because I thought I haven't done this in forever. You really should do it once a week. So if you do dry shampoo and hairspray and gels and what have you, you really need to address the scalp. Now think about it. I've covered this before for years now, but think about like your skin, right? If you put makeup on and you've been putting on, sunscreen and all this kind of thing, all these things, and you don't exfoliate, you don't cleanse your skin, it just keeps building up with your oils, with the sebum, what have you. Can you imagine if we didn't wash our face, we didn't exfoliate, we didn't do all of these things to really help it look buffed and beautiful and just radiant? The same with our scalp. Just because you can't see your scalp doesn't mean you shouldn't be exfoliating it and treating it. And once you exfoliate it, then you can put the serums in and you really are going to see a big difference. So that was around $40, maybe $45, but I got the bigger jar. So I got the 8.4 full ounces. It smells amazing and your hair and scalp feel so cool. So I'm back to normal. I was like, whoa, what? I just didn't realize it. So I'm very happy that I did that. All right, so what I did was I prepped my skin. I used my La Roche-Posay. This is a soothing repair moisturizer. I'm all about repair. I'm all about anti-redness, etc. But this is repair, nice light moisturizer. And then I used my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Eye Cream. I don't care that it says night. I love the formulation. I love the texture. And I just hydrated underneath my eye area because if you're not hydrating your skin, you can say goodbye to having your concealer look amazing. So you have to have hydrated skin. So the real key here is that you're going to be using a brush for the application. So I'm going to show you this technique. This is my blending brush. It comes in my actual kit that I have, an essential makeup brush kit that I designed for my customer because in 2016, 2017, 2018, I was doing makeup classes and I named it Junk in the Trunk, meaning all these women had all of this makeup that they literally would bring in. Like I had some people bringing tubs in and I was like, oh my gosh. And so when I looked at all of their makeup, it was really the brushes that were like little brushes, sample brushes, dirty brushes, brushes falling apart, too big. The brushes were really the big concern because how are you supposed to apply all this makeup if your tools aren't going to be working for you? So I actually had very early on, I think in 2010, 2011, 2012, I sold this little brush kit. I had like 4 or 5 brushes and they were little. And they were in this like nylon bag that fit my eyeshadow compact. And it was really cute, but it was very small. And literally they were small brushes. And then so in 2018, I decided, you know what? I want my customer to really have the right length brush. I wanted them to be vegan. So I created this 10 brush set. It has increased over the years. I think I started with 9 brushes and then now we have 10, or I had maybe 8 and then we have 10. One is like a dual brush. It's a concealer and a lip brush together, but this is really your tools. I mean, this is what makes your makeup look amazing. It's having the right brushes. You don't have to have my brushes. You can have whatever brushes make you feel happy and really do the job for you. But I needed to have, when I do classes, when I do my Fierce Aging, I needed to have brushes that I design myself I've talked about my foundation buffing brush that I designed it for this head to fit nicely around because I have gray hair. I don't want to have foundation all in like with other brushes. It's too big, and that's what was happening, and I wanted to keep it nice and tight. And so this is like the perfect foundation buffing brush for me to use myself and on my ladies on Fierce Aging. So there was a lot of thought that went behind my brush kit. All right, so this is a blending brush that comes in the kit. You can buy it by itself, so you can use it for blending your eyeshadow. You can use it for blending your concealer. So when we go into concealers, you want to be using a liquid concealer. So I recently used the Chanel for the first time when I was comparing the Wet n Wild and the Chanel, which I was really surprised. I really actually liked the payoff, and I was pretty impressed. So I have BR32 and B20. So this one is a little pinkier and this one's a little bit more warm. So I like to have two different concealers. Some days are more light, some days are more, you know, pigmented, whatever. So I like to use them separately or mix them together, depending on. I'm going to be using my eye primer first. It is a color corrector, more pinky hue. So I'm going to do that first to lighten the area, and then we'll go in with the concealer. If you want a budget-friendly concealer, I've talked a lot about Wet n Wild Incognito. I don't know how many videos I've done with this, but it is $5 and change. CVS, Walmart, Target, Amazon, you can find it in a lot of different places. It is a beautiful all-day, full coverage concealer. I don't really find it to be full coverage per se, but it does give really nice coverage, but it's not full coverage. 5-in-1 concealer. Revlon is nice too. They have a little wand at the end. This is affordable. This is, I think, under $10, might be $11. But that is something that if you wanted something more on a drugstore level, or if you wanted more on a department store, you have options. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a color corrector. I'm going to be taking my eye brightener, and you want to go, see where this is like the darkest right in here? That's the darkest area. I really want to get that grays and those blues out of there. So I'm going to start there first, and I'm going to just lighten that area. I'm going to just use my foundation flat brush first to just work this into the eye area here. And this is going to just really disperse that eye brightener. You can see it lightening up already. I just want to just really get that main concentration of that darkness out of there first. Now, if you don't have a lot of darkness, you are very lucky. You might not have to do this step, but we're going to go in with the concealer. Let's use the BR32 from Chanel. Now I'm going to do the most concentration of the product on the inner corner, right in here. I'm going to just go over what I did. I'm going to bring it down a little bit because you know that I like to hit that area here where I have that redness, that little bit of discoloration. We can come out here. I'm going to connect the two. Now what's nice is that you can let your concealer sit for, depending on how much time you have, 2 to 5 minutes, because you're going to get more of a fuller coverage when you let it sit and you don't go right into it. So let me put the other one on so it can, on my other eye, so it can sit there. So once you've let your concealer kind of set up, you can take your blending brush and you're going to not sweep back and forth. What you want to do is you want to buff the concealer into the skin, just like this. And what I really like about this is it gives you that airbrush kind of look. Also, you can taper it down really nicely. So when you do this, you are basically working it in, buffing it into the skin, almost like with our foundation buffing brush. You know how I like to buff my foundations, my serum foundations, you're buffing it into the skin. You get more of a smoother application. You get that beautiful, flawless application. It doesn't work, it doesn't streak all over your face. You're literally buffing it into the skin, so it looks really beautiful. So this is a really nice way to do the same kind of thing. I'll bring it down, I'm gonna connect the two. I don't mind that I'm going outside of where I have, you know, my eye area, because I want this to look seamless and just really beautiful. So when I do put my foundation over, it all matches together. So I don't have like this demarcation. So I'm just swirling around, and it really gives you this beautiful coverage, because if you add too much liquid concealer underneath the eye, especially when we have fine lines and wrinkles, we smile and we get those lines, you're going to see a lot of that build up. So when you use a brush that's going to be airy like this, and you are working it in, you're getting that beautiful like one skin look. So you're not gonna run into that problem with like lots of like heaviness where it doesn't feel like it's ever dried. I've had that a lot of the times where I'm using a new formulation. I'm like, whoa, it is way too much. And then I just see it on my skin and it makes me nuts. This eye always looks for me on camera because I sleep on my left side. I try not to, but I feel like I have a little bit more, whether it's puffiness or what have you on this eye, but you can see what a beautiful look to the under eye with the concealer. You aren't even seeing the concealer. Using that eye brightener in just in that inner corner there really makes a difference. You want to lighten that first, then you want to conceal. So I really love this technique. I think it's something that's going to be very useful for you to try instead of just putting it on and trying to work it in with your finger and then feeling like you just have too much or you're always seeing it crease. You can set it now with a setting powder, very nice light dusting. Use Nikita Banana, you can, which is from my line, use Laura Mercier. You can use whatever powder really works for you just underneath the eyes. Going in with my La Mer Serum Foundation, I use 110 Shell, and I'm gonna use my foundation buffing brush, and then we're going to still have that same technique of buffing it into the skin so you get this really beautiful, flawless look to the skin. I mean, it's just so beautiful. So if you are a mature woman wanting to really look like one skin, not looking like you have foundation just piled on your skin, not looking like you have tons of concealer, but you want to conceal. You want to lighten that area. This is how you're going to do that. Beautiful, lightweight, so gorgeous. I love how I feel when I use the La Mer Serum Foundation. I just do. I brought it back. It's like one of my holy grails. And then NARS actually recently sent this to me. Isn't this gorgeous? This is a really nice kind of sheen to the face. I'm gonna just kind of pop my cheeks. I'm gonna just do a little mixture swirl, which I love doing. It's kind of like your own custom color. This is not super highly pigmented. You can see swirling, not too much, but I'm gonna add some beautiful color radiance to my face. And we'll do a little, maybe let's just do a little gloss. What should we do? Let's do a little defiance, shall we? My hair is very defiant, doing what it wants. And it, you know what, ladies, I just let it go. I don't listen to the comments. I just listen to what my hair says to me. I want to be wild and free, Nikol. All right, you can do you. I'll try to tame you when I need to. But I gotta tell you, it is all about self-expression. It's here, especially on my channel. You want to do what you want to do. You want to wear what you want to wear. And that's what I say. I keep showing up, even despite, what I hear constantly about dark eyebrows and about this and about that and everything. Ladies, you gotta shut out the noise, right? In life, whether you're on YouTube or you're at the office or you're in the car pickup line for your children, you got to cut out the noise. You got to focus in on what your life goals are, what your beauty goals are, what your style, fashion goals. What are your fitness goals? What is your mental health goals? Like that's interesting to me. That women that can separate from the distractions and the noise and all of the things that are pulling us down, especially in social media, especially just in general and being out in the public. That's interesting to me because that shows a very strong woman. And I hope that I give you that inspiration because I have I've been under fire. You might not know because it's not about the comments. It's about emails that I receive from women that are just very toxic and are trying to pull me down and trying to really kind of give you those trigger words and things that they feel are going to kind of make you crumble. And I got to tell you, it's kind of like a PSA. If you want to email me and you're going to be toxic, it's only going to build me up further and tell me that I'm doing the right thing by showing up for all these women and to keep forging forward. Because that is my mission. I feel that is my gift. I feel like God put this in my life for a reason, whether it was the IVF and it kind of morphed into the gray hair and then it morphed into really building my community of women that really support each other. That's why I show up. That's why there's real messages when it comes to, hey, this is how you do your concealer and it looks flawless. But there's more to the story. It's just not that. It's about building each other up. It's about building yourself up, loving what you look like at 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm just so inspired by you, and I love what I do, and I will continuously show up and really hopefully help you with your beauty and your style and your mental health. And until my next video, I'll see you later.